people are not happy with this because of the earlier directive by the government that contracts would not be extended for people who are on retirement. So that's the story on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. There are other people who are saying that.
Yeah, but yes, before you continue, the government issued that directive somewhere, I think in April.
In
or
April,
so.
yes.
So if government decides to renew or to extend the appointment of COP Tetteh Yohuno, IGP Tetteh Yohuno, government must explain. You just don't. It must not just be business as usual. So, yeah, because you told all of us it's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So what has changed? Why is it that government is not adhering to the very directive that government issued?
Or is it that they changed the directive some time ago and if not seen?
They should let us know.
But there are people who are making the case that it's a new government, they are not even a year in office, and you have a lot of security issues. So changing the top man of the Ghana Police Service and putting the police service in transition may affect how we are dealing with the security issues. So an extension maybe is right. You
see, the thing about governance is that there should be transparency. Let us not govern in opacity.
So you mean that
if you want to, if you see, when we're governing, the government shared with us, for instance, the helicopter. It didn't share the full report. Actually, it sliced and shared it with us. No problem. It actually told us. That's only a way of saying yes. Certain things would, hurt national security. So you don't share that with us. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
All I am saying is that. So why is Yohuno getting an extension of say 2 years? Let me know.
Yeah.
Then once you share that with us, then we can ask you questions. But who says that governance is all about keeping quiet or doing things in secrecy? Look, let me tell you something. President John Dramani Mahama, the president, His Excellency, the president of the Republic of Ghana,
the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces,
is there because we have put him there. When I say we, it means majority of Ghanaians have put him there. So the president is supposed to serve the interest of majority of Ghanaians. In serving the interest of the majority of Ghanaians, the president is expected to report to parliament. Now that parliament that is supposed to be the check on the executive has failed. That's not in doubt. So people now accept social accountability. And a critical agency of social accountability is the media and CSOs. So we're asking questions. Why is Christian Tetteh Yohuno being given 2 more years? Let us know. Once we know, then we're good. If we have questions, we ask you.
If that April directive was also changed, please show us.
Exactly, let us know. I mean, it's not.
But so far, we have not reported that directive was changed, right? So that's the story. A lot of people on social media are not happy with this, and it's going on and on and on and on and on social media. Now, Sudan die. Sudi is in the news. Sudan die adulteration upsurge negates gains. This is according to FDA. So if you're buying your palm oil, you should be very careful where you're getting your palm oil from. I saw a video online last night of somebody mixing sudi before they add palm oil to maintain the color. And I think that, I think that the FDA should also go on a national public education campaign to let people know that the color of any food item does not necessarily equate the nutrition you get from the stuff. Because in Ghana we are measuring over form over substance. It's the same thing with even rice. If you buy yam, a tuber of yam, and you are cooking the yam, you cut it into the sizes you prefer. Not be so. But we start in this country, and some people used marketing to tell us that long grain rice, perfumed rice is the best, and it disrupted the rice industry to the point where now almost every Ghanaian is paying more for rice because we all want long grain rice. Meanwhile, broken rice 5 kilogram is the same volume and nutritional quality as long grain 5 kilogram, and it could be cheaper. So people want red palm oil because they think that is the correct thing, but you cannot get consistent red throughout because the fruits nina nyepe.
Exactly.
You understand? So these are some of the things that we need to use public education to change so that our food systems are protected. Now, if you go to the Ghanaian Times, still on the front page, will be poultry sufficient in 4 years. This is our Greek minister speaking. And Ghana UK deepen ties with historic visit by Prince Edward, and there are some donations that are being given to the Ministry of Food and Agri to support the National Farmers Day.
Talking about the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, and we've had that we've been talking about how we're experiencing a food glut, and I ask, really, have we produced enough already in this country? Have we produced so much that today we cannot eat, and then we have to think of exporting the food that we've produced?
Nope.
Or is a case of people importing into the country, and also a case of certain retailers or wholesalers unwilling to reduce prices, and so people can see, and the market is such that people will go to where it's cheap, and they believe it's of the same quality. So they will go there and go and buy it, and that's the end of it.
The Chamber of Agribusiness is telling the government to put a stop on all imports of grains into the country for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I agree with them. If you don't support your farmers enough, and they manage to grow food, you protect them by managing what is being imported into the country. But if you don't protect them and you just leave the market to itself, this is the problem you encounter. Now you have to find 200 million, another 100 million, and later find some more money to buy these things for buffer stock. Let's really look at the value chain very well.
If I get you, this is the fact that the moment the cedi appreciates, it means that imports become cheaper.
Yep.
Exports would not have the same value.
Nope.
Meanwhile, the local rates may not go down. I say may not go down. So it makes a lot of business sense to import than to produce locally.
Yeah.
So government must, as a first step, ban or actually impose huge taxes so that the local enterprises can thrive.
Yeah.
If you do not do that, you wouldn't see the impact. But there's something about the structure of the Ghanaian economy. One of my friends at the Bank of Ghana one day told me that when you hear all other things being equal, are all other things equal in this country? Now, if all other things were equal, you don't have the kind of thing, because you would expect that once you are producing a lot, you reduce it so that you let it go.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you lose it in the market, if you lose it in your in your warehouse, you've made losses.
But unfortunately, some of the numbers are a bit tricky. For example, the person who harvested rice earlier this year, right, bought his fertilizer and seed last year at last year's dollar rates. He bought his diesel last year at last year's dollar rates. That has not been accounted for. So, and I have the financial models. Maybe we can discuss some of those things. Then you bring your superior economics and accounting knowledge to help us discuss this.
But the point is this. Just simply, the point is this. Okay, I bought it for, let's say last year I bought it for 15 cedis.
Yeah.
Now it's selling at 10 cedis. Okay. If I sell it at 10 cedis,
yeah.
Or if I sell it at, say, the 15 cedis, and today the market is selling at, say, 12 cedis.
Yeah.
If I sell it at 12 cedis, I'd be able to get another one, which I can then sell at 10 cedis. So why don't I sell at 12, and then the scale of this 12 would be enough to cover the losses from the past and give me profit.
But add the interest rate you pay to whoever gave you money to.
But that's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
So you look at the fact that if today, okay, if I produce everything and the cost of production, see, sometimes the cost of production, when we're doing the management account, when you're doing the cost of production, then we'll look at the other administrative costs.
Yeah.
But let's look at the cost of production. So what is the cost of production? At that rate, is the cost of production, say, 12 cedis. If the cost of production is at 12, and I feel that today the market is selling it also at 12, and my belief is that if I sell it at 12, okay, I may not make profit. Or not, let's say the market is selling at 13, 14.
Yeah.
And per the cost that I incurred, I probably should sell it at, say, 15. But if the market is selling at 14, why don't I sell, okay, at the 14 and produce again at, say, 10 and then make that? So in that case, you're trying to minimize your losses, because if you keep it and you're not able to store it and the trends don't change, you will lose.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is to have a conversation about how you can minimize your losses. Okay? So think about that.
You are perfectly right. The other challenge they have is even those who want to sell and reduce the prices. The imported rice has flooded all the shops, and the shops have taken a lot of the inventory they need for the next like 3-4 months, and so they don't have space to take more.
Let's we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. There's a lot to be said about that.
More stories.
Yes, let me get to the daily guide. Zipline suspends drone operations over unpaid bills. Mahama gives IGP Yohuno 2 more years. EC petitioner, in quote, took some printer or inappropriately took it away, and so is on interdiction.
Yeah. The person who is petitioning for the removal of the EC.
NSA scandal, Gift Yowari ordered to file witness list, and MPs in dogfight over cost of sanitary pads. All on the front page.
That story on sanitary pads is on the front page of the news center. 45 cedi pads too expensive according to the minority. If you look at the 2026 budget, an allocation of 292 million Ghana cedis has been done for 6.6 million pads. So if you look at it, you are looking at one pad being 5.53 Ghana cedis, and the pack of 8 being about 44 point something, almost 45 cedis. And the minority say that this is too expensive. We need to go online or to the shops to find out how parts are sold on the market. I checked some of the online shops, but I do not want to take their numbers because they also add their markups and everything. So we need to go to the market itself and find out what's the wholesale price for sanitary parts are in the market. Now, Mahama extends IGP's tenure to 2027. And why cut Ghana's 10% to 50%? Even after the lithium investor accepted 10% royalties. That's the big question on the front page of 5%? The news center.
Okay, let's get to the new publisher. Education Minister says schools won't undermine religious rights. Let's listen to the Education Minister, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, when he was making that point.
That there is some ongoing debate on restrictions on Muslim students in Wesley Girls, which conflicts with international human rights standards and even standard expected of us in Ghana's constitution and Article 33(5) and 26(1) of the constitution. And then to assure our colleagues that we have a duty to uphold the rights of every Ghanaian child and to uphold the rights of every Ghanaian citizen. No right is divisible, and that we will not countenance any action by any person to deny any Ghanaian girl the opportunity to profess or practice any religion.
Okay, so that's Education Minister Haruna Idrisu. And it's been an ongoing debate.
Yeah.
Yesterday we talked about it. I'd repeat this point. When I went to secondary school, Winston Amwa, I was a member of the Methodist Church when I went to Mali School, which is an EP school. There were times we were taken to Dela Cathedral, which is the headquarters of the EP Church. It was a school function. We didn't refuse. I do not have a problem. If you want to pray, you should be allowed to pray.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we must acknowledge one thing, that, if you belong to certain faith, that faith also makes provision for you, that if you miss a prayer within a particular time, you can go ahead and pray it later. Because, to be very honest with you, in the school system, it will become a difficulty to actually begin to say, at this time, this category of students would go and do this. At that point, what happens to school session? I don't have a problem with finding a place where, students say, so if you want to go to, say, the mosque, if you want to convert that place into Juma prayers, you could do that. Okay? Because I didn't have in Mali School, there's no church. There's an assembly hall. There's an assembly hall that we use for church service. Okay, still on the new publisher. Mahama gives IGP 2 years. Minority reject court ruling on Pandai.
And you know, you can get a loan in 60 seconds. Yes, with
that's
easy
nice.
cash from Zenith Bank. So just dial *170#, select option 5, financial services, option 3, loans, and option 6, easy cash. And with easy cash, no collateral is needed. Apply today. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Presidency is here to receive the petition on June Mensa. This is according to Kwacho Fosu. It's on my Joe Online, and he says he benefits from Mohammed's communications experience. Now, Wesley Girls' case, no rights is divisible. That's the voice you played earlier. This according to Education Minister. And Controllers Department halts 2 key allowances after last-minute system failure. Now, Sir Richard Branson has lost his wife, and he says he's heartbroken.
I can understand.
Yes, it's on my Joe Online. And analysis, understanding the royalty rules behind Ghana's lithium deal. If you want to know more, go to my Joy Online to check that out.